So you grew up in Maine, right?
Yep, I grew up in Maine. Franklin, Maine. Home of two-time world champ Tim Sylvia. He's the only guy from our town that left and did anything with his life, and so he's a big inspiration. But we're not known for much more besides lobster, fishermen, granite, pine trees. So,
You have a son?
huh?
You have a son?
I do. 11 years old. His name's Kanan Riker. Yep. He's my little man, little big man. Little smart ass. My boy was born into this world, into fighting and stuff, so if I couldn't afford to sit, I'd bring him to the gym, and other fighters or their parents or my mom would come to the gym, or my dad. Like, everyone was a family affair, like in the beginning. But my son used to bring him to New York City with me when he was real young, to Gleason's gym and stuff. They had a daycare there, so I'd go. It was just like a movie. I'd watch like Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan, and be like, I'm going to New York today. Me and Kane would pack up, we'd go in, they watch game during the day, or you can tell with the kids, they work on homework, everything there.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. And then we all go to the arena at the end of the week and watch whoever from Gleason's is fighting that week. PDC boxing at the Barclays Center. So a lot of cool memories like that, yeah, that make up this whole.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I want to write an interesting story that at the end I can go back, if I'm blessed enough to be able to look back before it's my time and go, yeah, that was fucking good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's I really I try to be pretty, keep it 100% genuine, but be pretty vocal about where I'm at. If you follow on my social media platforms, Instagram and stuff. I try to tell my story honestly, because I can't preach it and then not live it myself. So, so what you see is what you get. No bullshit.
That's good. Very wonderful.
Yeah, everything pretty much. Probably had over 30 jobs. I just realized I couldn't. I've done everything. My last job, I was doing demolition. Just riding like a bobcat all day with a sledgehammer. That was the tool they give you for the job. You show up with a sledgehammer to work every day. I was like, you can do this. You just destroy things. Thank you. You just destroy things.
Thank you.
And but I did everything. Actually, my last job on the books, like working for the man, was I was a barista. Yeah, in an amateur boxer. So I'd have black eyes, bringing down Americanos and cafe au lait and stuff like that. And then and I'd be fighting on the weekends and stuff. And then I took off. I went full time as a commercial artist, so I do the big murals on restaurant walls and town walls and stuff like that. So I'm painting the sign for Fifth Street Gym in the next. You'll see my content the following week.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That paid for my amateur career, so I could do things like go to New York and stuff. I did Sylvia's Cafe in my hometown of Ellsworth. I grew up in, I was born and bred Franklin area, but grew up in Ellsworth, which is the next town over. So, same thing. That's where I went to high school. But in Ellsworth, we got a little cafe called Sylvia's Cafe. My son's mother works there. And I did the whole wall inside wraparound of an aerial view of the coast of Maine. And that paid for my whole trip to New York and got to fight there. So as I went along with, one paid for the other. And so I didn't have to work for the man anymore. Now I can't go back. Now I'm stuck here. I've worked for myself for too long where I make my own schedule.
Yeah.
Hard to go back.
Yeah. So you said you want to open a gym.
Yeah, that's happening.
Okay.
That's the main, all of this, the only way to make it come full circle and feel complete and fulfilled is by me opening a gym in my hometown and giving back to all the kids. Because if I didn't have fighting, I guaranteed not be here to save my life. And so I know that the world I'm from, a lot of these kids are in that world too. So I know damn well, this did this to me, and I was a hard case. I was a hard egg to crack, and it cracked me, so I know that I can take it. It already does. I coach kids back home, and I see the help. I see the impact it makes on their life.
Yeah.
Parents bring their kids to me, and they're like, all right, well, I don't know why, but Chris used to be this way, and then something was fighting, and now he's this way. So let's bring Billy or Susie to, see if he can figure it out. And then, the teachers would be like, he likes to lay his hands on someone, or she's not paying attention. Then after 2 weeks of having a discipline that they get confidence from, and they feel completion when they learn a certain move, and I get excited and they feel proud. All of a sudden, after a couple weeks of that, the kid starts performing better in school. He doesn't want to let the coach down. He doesn't want to get in trouble, laying his hands. And so it ends up being a good thing. And the last thing that you're trying to teach is fighting. You know, that's the last part of it. They know that they're learning to become dangerous, but they have to respect that and, you know, put their weapons away. And then they got confidence. If someone comes up to them to bully them, they know, because they hit pads with me all the time. And they spar all the time. They know I could light this kid up. But if I hit this kid, coach is going to kick me out of class for 3 months unless he attacks me. You know, they got to go down the list of what's up before you cross that line.
Yeah.
And so then they can walk away, and the kid that confronted them has goosebumps because he's like, why am I shook right now? Because that kid, you knew, could kick your ass. He'd say that in his eyes. And so both people learn from that. The bully learns, well, don't fuck with kids that train with Chris. And I probably should stop doing this because it's going to become a valuable lesson someday. I'm going to learn the hard way. And then the kids that are being bullied learn this confidence that carries over in everything else in life. When they go to apply for a job or assert themselves in any other way, they'll have this discipline that they learn from boxing that they can translate to
apply to other things.
And for me, that's like, it's important that I give back because I'm very blessed. So
that's awesome.
I don't need to go out of this world and be like, woo, look at me. It's like, all right, I'm grateful for what I've done, but now passing on to other kids so they can experience it. I'll be happy with my son, my dog, my family. That's all I need. A little bit of ocean. A little bit of ocean. I just keep it in. I come from wheat country up there, so I got no problem with that herb. I laid my hands on someone since the first week after my pro debut. Technically, like an actual, and I've never done it again since. Because I used to be a doorman, and I wasn't a pro fighter that had any kind of name or reputation to tarnish. And I built a big reputation. My dad raised me to like build a reputation. He's from the city, so, and he hung with a tough crowd. And he knew, he could see enough out of my siblings, I think, that he saw with me. He has to kind of raise me differently because he could see a lot of himself in me that he didn't see Nick, Mary, Morgan. God bless them, but they don't have that. And so he raised me differently, and he raised me under the mindset of like someone who'd be, you know, raised in one of the most dangerous cities in the country. But we're in one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. But we're up in the country where it's not that way. But he raised me with that mindset. You get into a fight, there's no rules. You twist their nuts, you bite, you do whatever you gotta do. And I'm like, twist their balls, man? He's like, there's no fucking rules in fighting, you know. And it's like, all right. And so I came into life in that little country town from a different angle, and everyone could smell that from the beginning. They're like, they probably shouldn't fuck around.
Let's leave Chris alone.
Yeah, and I went out of my way to prove that was so important to me at that age. And I had thank you. I had something to prove at that age.
What, Jerry?
So yeah, so it was interesting that my dad had a big impact on me. I think I know becoming a fighter and all that because the way he raised me was. And I hung with the wrong crowd when I was younger, so he knew, all right, well, if you're going to be hanging with this crowd, you better make an impact early on to stay alive with them. That's what I did. And now it's just the opposite of that. I just love everyone. I do yoga. I post all, but everyone that sees it that really knows me, they're like, what the fuck? I like that sock and all that.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I like that sock and all that.
But it's a nice balance.
That's a nice place to be.
It looks so quiet and peaceful.
It really is.
How's that? Is that watermelon tequila?
This is disgusting. I hate drinking. I just did tequila on fight night. Couple Bud Lights and stuff.
Calm you.
Or before a plane ride or something.
Oh, okay.
It's the only time you ever see me drink.
Oh my God.
I'm crazy enough for that stuff. I have the tolerance of like a bull though. So yeah, I'm gonna do a triple backflip out of the fucking ring, man. You're gonna see like you're gonna see some shit tonight. I can't wait to make that walk. And what's cool is he flew his son and his fiance, and they're never at his fights.
Yeah.
So he's got his little 11-year-old, my son's age, Gabriel. And I'm gonna come out right when we go to walk out. Normally they don't have the fighters walk out with anyone. What time is it? But we're like, no, this is happening. So I'm coming out. I'm picking Gabriel up, and we're walking the ramp with Josh. they give us hugs, and then his dad steps in the ring. They ain't no one gonna touch him. Not on that level. It's gonna be some
That's so emotional.
hype shit.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some hype shit tonight.
Oh my god.
And then I'm gonna do the whole "show me what you made of," motherfucker. And he's gonna headbutt me right back. Hopefully, cut me on the head. No.
Use some blood.
It's gonna be a slow mo something tomorrow.
Mentality.
Yeah, we're good. All right, we looked at the menu. I'd like to do those. Where were the ribs on the spicy Thai ribs? Thank you. A bunch of napkins. I'm always training 10 times a day. I smoke a good amount of weed. Yep. I like it though. I got a license for it, and I'm anxious, panic, you know, in certain situations. But for me, everyone in my life is like, let that guy smoke some weed. If I gotta be in Josh's corner, 100%, I want him smelling booze on my breath. That's a trauma. I've had that, where I've had corners that it turns into their party. And then when it's fight night, you need your person, and then you're like, where is he? And he shows up half-cocked.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that was my first fight in BKFC.
Oh,
that guy, that was his last night.
Oh my
And
god.
if he's listening to this, you know him. You remember, that was shitty. He just, turns out he likes to drink, and I found that out the night of the biggest fight of my life. We got it done, but the after party turned into his after party. And I was like, oh, dude, we gotta be on the plane and we're at 3 o'clock in the morning, man. Let's go. I was just getting started. Woo-woo. I'm like,
What
oh, you
the
gotta go. You're dangerous.
No.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
But I think we all go through that when you're like competing. You find coaches that are extremely, and the coaches that are like what the fuck? I didn't hire you.
Yeah, it was intense. He was my coach, and I'd known him for like 10 years, and I always suspected he had a thing. So we found out that way, but to each his own. That was a long time ago. And we all learned from that. I'm sure he learned something from it, but I learned. So I'm in the airport, and he's got the poster for the event rolled up this big from the security base. Security! Security! My mom turns to him, says his name, and I'm like, all right, now my mom's yelling that to you. So when we got on the plane, we had some serious words on that plane, so they didn't like have to pull that thing over. And then we didn't talk. We've never really talked ever since. Flew home, got in a vehicle, drove 2 hours, 2.5 hours, silence, and never talked. I was just like.
So was he a fighter?
He was a coach.
Okay.
Yeah. And it happens. But what I learned, because I remember being in the airport and seeing Dave Feldman and Chris Sarro, the owner of BKFC and one of the head commentators. And the poster thing was going on. They weren't even looking at him, they were looking at me. And I looked at them, and then they're like, and then they kept going like take care of it. And
Yeah,
I was like,
you know what you have to do.
Yeah. So it's been a crazy roller coaster ride. I was on BKFC 9. We're coming up on BKFC 42 right now. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I just
So
fought
when
number
did
30.
it start? Because you're saying it wasn't legal here always.
Yep. Let me get the actual date for you. So we just celebrated 5 years in the BKFC, but BKFC, we were the first in the country to put on the legal event. So I'm assuming they pretty much go by that date.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, where was the first? It was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's right. So in Wyoming held the first ever bare knuckle event. Vice documentaries, Vice channel, they did a whole special on it, and I saw that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Actually, that guy that I was talking to in the hotel lobby,
Oh yeah.
Sam, he's in, I believe, the main event tonight. He's in that documentary. Yeah, he was on BKFC 1. That's why I'm like, dude, you're a legend. You how scared he's talking? That's how much fear doesn't disappear. He was in the first, I'll get me goosebumps.
You don't have fear, you can't perform.
Yeah, all of us. So that's what the addicting part is that never goes away. But what happens is you do it time and time again, you realize, okay, I'm not going to die from this. I'm going to live through it. And that was fucking exciting. Because you are shaking in your boots, and it shows you like what you're made of. In those moments, you have to ask yourself, so when you walk out there, you're like, this is what I'm made of. And then you go out, and when you come out on the winning end of that, especially, and you knock that guy in the whole world, you're like, all right, so I am one of them, okay. And then it starts building. Then you do it again and again. You're like, I am one of them, yeah. And so that feeling, I live for that shit, dude. I'm talking to you right now about it, but I'm like, I get covered in goosebumps, and I've been in this game for 15 years, 16 years, yeah. So.
And I think you should count yourself as one of the luckiest people on the planet.
I think so.
If this still makes you that geek, right? That geek. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some people don't get that, but a couple times in their whole life.
I remind myself on a daily basis. I make sure to thank God and show that show my gratitude, because I shouldn't even be here about all right with the shit I've been through. And the fact that I'm here and getting to do it took a lot of sacrifice. I don't have any privacy. But the flip side of it is I have friends and fans worldwide.
Yeah.
You know,
right?
Messaging me, reaching out every day in every continent of and they look up to me where I have to go. Okay, you know, it puts pressure on me to practice what I preach and live a good life, but show that anyone can do it. Because I like every day I don't wake up like, oh, that's good. I wake up and my nature is to just put Netflix on and get out of bed in like 2 hours because I don't have anyone on me, but I have to go. And then you can start getting in your head. I can start going, man, I wish I had won that fight, or I want to shoot for this title. I haven't done enough, and then now you're not grateful.
Yeah.
Now you're sitting there thinking, dwelling on what you need to do to get excited about it.
Up and I say, okay, I'm out.
The day's halfway over now, and it's like, no, I make myself get up, get down to nature first, and then I have a fresher start on the day. I think about it differently. You know, I start off, I'm thinking about more clear, and one step at a time, and living my days to the fullest. I've lost all my circle's all dead. I'm the last of my circle I grew up with, the last one alive, and I'm like, okay. So tomorrow, a real deal. I'm the last of them. Everyone that knows my story knows this is the case. I'm like fighting to save my life, for real. So I'm so dedicated to it. That's why when I show up to these things, I'm all energy, because I dedicated my life to it. So whether I'm even cornering someone like tonight with Josh, that's not Josh, but like with Josh, blowing me up, I'm sure. But I get so into it because I don't leave anything back, because I owe it everything. And I express that every time I'm up there.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. You say you girls get to experience it.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time out.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely appreciate it.
Well, it worked for all of us.
Yeah.
If I stay in it, I would have, gotten my ass out of there. I would have just gotten an Uber and left, but you girls are taking me away from it for a minute, so I get to and then come back into it with a clear mind. I could have been working
nature break.
Huh?
Where your nature